What's up guys, TheGearChange here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be installing my blue Airtec Plenum. I've been meaning to get one of these for a long while. Finally saved up enough money to get one, so I got it off of Focus on Performance. It's a bit of a windy day today. You can probably see it maybe on the car covers in the background, so I'm going to try my best to sort of record, I guess, when the wind sort of settles down. I've pretty much, all I've done is just moved the RS ECU enclosure or holder just sort of out the way, so I had to pull that up and just sort of move it just so I've got access to sort of the current plenum and all the bolts. But yeah, I'm going to try and record everything that I'm doing and show you guys how to install a plenum. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so the plenum is in there, got all my tools there. As you guys can see, I have moved the RS style ECU enclosure out the way. I just sort of pulled it out of the tabs. I didn't really want to unclip it and remove the entire thing. That just seemed like a lot of effort, and to get it back in would be a pain. So I've taken out the brake vacuum line. I'm just going to sort of leave it where it's sitting. It's not really doing any harm. And yeah, now I've got access to all the bolts and things like that. So I've got to undo this clip here for the throttle body and the pipe, undo this hose here, and then there's another hose if I angle the camera. This one right here, if you guys can see that. So got to undo that, and then also the clip, of course. So the idea is I want to get the whole plenum out with the throttle body on it, and then I can transfer the throttle body to the new plenum and put it back on. So not sure how long it's going to take me, hopefully not too long. Yeah, as I said, it's a bit windy. I have put like some sort of protector on the camera to the left side to sort of stop some of the wind, so hopefully it's not too bad. Otherwise I'll just have to sort of edit it out. But yeah, so just gonna take these bolts out and undo this clip here, and we'll see how we go. Alright, so had to take out the coolant hose clamp holder thingy-mabob, whatever you want to call it, and I've undone this bad boy right here, so it's nice and loose, so I can get this off the throttle body. But yeah, I've obviously got to take all the bolts off. So I've just got this sort of ratchet set with a 8mm on it, and it's opposite to righty-tighty, lefty-loosey as you're working upside down. So yeah, just gonna sort of work my way around and sort of get to whatever bolts I can. I know the one over here is gonna be a bit of a pain, and so is the one down under there, but yeah, just gonna sort of try and take my time and see how I go. Might even set the camera up and do like a time lapse or something. Alright, so as you guys saw from that quick little time lapse, I got 4 of the bolts out. So I've got to get one that's just up and under here, which is a bit tricky, so I might have to get rid of this sort of hose, sort of just unget this clamp, I guess, and pull it off carefully. And then the other one is this one here, as I showed you guys before at the start, which is a little bit tricky to get to, but I'm hoping once I get the hose out the way, and yeah, sort of move things around, like it should be a little bit looser once I get that off. So yeah, I'll just see how I go and keep you guys updated, but this will probably be quite tricky. Alright, so I've got a torch in the engine bay just so you guys can see where I'm working. Hopefully this makes it a bit easier. But basically, this clip right here, I can't exactly touch it, but yeah, you basically just got to pull that down with either just some clamps or some pliers or something basically to grip it so you can sort of pull it off. If you damage it, it doesn't matter, because in the kit that Airtec supplies you with, which I'll show you guys in a bit, it basically has everything you need anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to try and pull that off carefully, and hopefully that'll give me a bit more access to the bolt that's up the back here somewhere, and then I might even be able to get across underneath through this way to the one on the other side. So once I get all the bolts undone, I'll sort of be able to wiggle it off of this bit here where the throttle body hose is, and then it should come off. I'll probably still have to try and get the other pressure line that's here undone. It's like tucked up the back near the fuel pressure rail sensor, this one. I'll have to get that off carefully. I probably won't use pliers, to be honest, because I don't want to pierce it. I'll just sort of have a go and just try and pull it off. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to try and get that off and then show you guys what's next. Alright, so I thought I'd give you guys an update as to where I'm at. So with this hose here, it's a bit hard to see. That one. Yep, so I managed to get the clamp that was holding on and basically pulled it down. It was a little bit tricky to get off, so I just used some thicker pliers to get that off of the this bit right here. Hopefully the camera picks it up. Yeah, this thing. So yeah, got that off there. I had to use some pliers to just sort of pull it down because it was quite stiff. Obviously, it's never been taken off, so I can imagine it's just been sitting there for like 14 years. So makes sense. As for the bolts, all the bolts along here are pretty easy. There is one up the very back that I've been telling you guys about that's like up and in here. That's not too bad. And then you've obviously got the one that's very tricky, which is this one here. So I took off the Symposa bracket. That's two 10 mils there. It's pretty easy. You can just use like a standard ratchet. I've still got to get this little hose thing off here. That's undone, so that can come out. But yeah, that was quite tricky to do. So I got a little ratchet spanner thing. Weird looking, but yeah, 8 mil, and I was able to sort of go in through this way, up and under, and undo it and take it off. Once you sort of crack them, you can do it by hand. So it's just a matter of sort of getting it on there, make sure you're not rounding the nut, and just crack it. So if you're looking out, you know, it's sort of loose, like it literally is just sort of sitting there awkwardly. So I've got to get this little pipe off here carefully, because that's also on quite tight, and then I can sort of lift it out and up out of this as well. And then I think the last thing I've got to do is unclip the actual throttle body. There's like a clip down there that's quite tricky, so I'll have to sort of be careful with that. But the wind's settled down a little bit. It's been very hard to film with the wind because I've noticed it's been cutting me out. But yeah, I'm trying to sort of keep it as concise as possible, because it is a bit trickier than it seems when you watch other videos or even like look it up. It seems pretty straightforward, and I guess it is, but yeah, you just got to sort of take your time with it. But I'll undo this hose here and take this off and unclip it, and then we'll transfer this over to the new one and see if there's anything we need to sort of clean up. Alright, so I thought I'd provide an update of where I'm at. I've basically got the whole Plenum off. It moves out the way. I've got it out of the piping down here. This was very, very tricky. I did it by hand, got it out, and then it wouldn't move at the very end, so I had to use pliers, and then somehow it snapped inside of the hose. So that was a very, very big pain in the bum to get out, but you know, is what it is. I'm not using this Plenum anymore, so it's useless to me anyway. But yeah, so that was a bit of a pain to get that out, so minor setback. But yeah, so just gonna take this off, and then I'll disconnect the Plenum. I think I've still got to, before I have a look, it's a bit hard for me to lift it off. Yeah, so you can see here on this clip, there's two tabs. You got to push them in to unclip it. And then I'll have to take out all the rings as well to put in the new Plenum. So I'll transfer this over now and show you guys what to do. Alright, so here is the factory inlet Plenum. So you reuse the factory sort of rubber gaskets, whatever you want to call them. So mine look pretty good, to be honest. They're not too bad. So, and there's also a bigger one here that goes on the throttle body. So I'll have to take this off. So you need four Torx 30 bits. So I'll set that up on my little ratchet that I've got here and take that off, and then I've basically just got to transfer it over to the new Plenum. So yeah, it was a bit annoying that I snapped off that little bit right there, but you know, mistakes happen. I'm putting a new one on, so it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, just going to transfer that over, and then I think I need to use the new bolts as well. I think I've got 4 new bolts and washers, and I think they replace these Torx ones right here. So I'll double check and let you guys know, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're for. So see how I go. Alright, so here are all the Torx bolts. So obviously they're going to be a little bit tricky to get out, but that should now come out by hand, maybe. Yeah. So yeah, a bit trickier than I thought to install this, but it's not like anything crazy. Like, it's definitely not the worst install I've done, but like many things on a XR5 or ST225, yeah, I think lack of space is just an issue. I mean, it just always seems really annoying to install certain parts. It's just tight for space on a lot of things. Even I was just looking at my, what do you call it? No, my brain's gone blank. Hold up. Alright, it came to me. Alternator is what I was trying to say. My mind went blank. But yeah, so the alternator even looks like it's in a tricky spot, and the PCV, so don't think I'm looking forward to doing them anytime soon. So hopefully mine aren't in need of fixing or repairing or whatever. So that should also come out. Sweet. So that'll be one left down the bottom here. This bolt's pretty tight. Should come out now. Sweet, so this should just sort of pop off, I guess. Oh, there you go. A little bit dirty in there. I might give that a bit of a clean. And then yeah, you've got the factory ring here, so that can just sort of also get a bit of a clean. But yeah, I'll take all these out, and we'll just carefully transfer over to the new Airtec one. And yes, these bolts are to replace these ones here, so I think, yeah, that should definitely be it. So they've got washers, I believe, in this bag. So yeah, everything's sort of just here. So I'll leave a link to the instructions down below if people want to like follow along to what I've been using directly from Airtec. There'll be like a little link to, I think, a PDF or something. So that's what I've been using, and it seems to be helping so far. So yeah, we'll keep going. All right, so I've got this throttle body back onto the new Plenum. I'm just tightening it up with my little ratchet set here. So I've made sure that the gasket is in its right spot and not moving anywhere. Make sure all these are nice and tight, so obviously it doesn't come off. There's no like leakage or anything. So that's nice and tight. So that's it there. I've got nearly all of these in. One of them is not coming out of the old Plenum, so I think I'm just going to sort of have to force it out without breaking it. But yeah, so you just use the original sort of gaskets that are in the standard Plenum, and obviously the one that's for the throttle body goes in there, and then it's obviously got to go back in the car. So yeah, this was tricky as I said before, but plug this back in, tighten this here back up. I'll have to make sure I put the Symposer clamp. I am going to get a Symposer delete eventually, but I haven't had any problems yet, so I just sort of haven't done it or changed it or whatever. Yeah, and then I've got to get all the bolts back in and everything else like that. So hopefully from here on out it shouldn't be too bad. Doing my best to sort of show you guys how to do everything, but yeah, it does get tricky at times, but we'll see how we go. We'll try and get this all sort of lined up and make sure all the gaskets are in the right spot as well. So see how I go. Alright, so just before I put the Plenum back on where it needs to go, I have removed the bracket that sits here. It is a little 8mm bolt. You can kind of see the screw hole down and in there, hopefully. Yeah, so I just removed that. That's this thing right here, just because apparently it can catch, like the new Plenum can catch, and I also don't want to like scratch it or anything. So apparently you don't really need it anyway. I think it just sort of sits in front of the fuel pressure rail sensor that's there, which I should have done a video on fixing that. But anyway, I'll get the new one on. I'll make sure the O-rings sit properly, and then we'll see how she sits and looks, and we'll put everything back together. Alright, so I have just begun tightening the bolts here. It's quite difficult and it's getting extremely windy here, which is very annoying. I just got to tighten up all the bolts here. I've put the throttle body back into the pipe there, and I've clipped on the little electrical cable, as you guys can see. So I've still got to get that pipe down in there on, as well as this one over here. So 2 pipes, tighten all these things up, and then this back in, Symposer hose back, RS enclosure back, and then I should be able to start it up and make sure it's running alright and there's no leaks or issues or anything. I did make sure I sat it on there properly and the gaskets were all good, so hopefully it's alright. So I'll tighten this up and let you guys know how I'm going. So I have got all the bolts tightened up. As you can see, it's a bit dirty. I've put the vacuum pipe back in here with the push fitting, which looks quite nice. It already looks a lot better just having a bit of colour in the engine bay. I've got the little pipe up and in there, on there. I've just got to get the zip tie and tie around that, and then I've got to get this one here on. Hopefully you guys can see it. This pipe up onto that little nodule up here, and they've supplied like a Jubilee clip, I believe, in here. Yep, this one. So just got to chuck that over that before I actually put it on there, tighten it up, and then yeah, sort of put all these things back in place, like the Symposer and the clamps and everything else like that. So making progress, making progress. Alright, so it's probably a bit hard to hear me over the engine, but I have got the Plenum in. So I put the ECU enclosure back. I got that on pretty easily. Yeah, I just used a little ratchet, 6mm, to tighten that pipe up there. I got that on and used a zip tie, as you guys can see. And yeah, it seems like it's on pretty well. Doesn't sound like there's any leaks or issues or anything like that. That's back to normal, that's back to normal. Yeah, so I've just started it. I guess I'll give it a few revs, make sure it's running as per normal. Sounds alright. Oh. Alright, so I've just put the Airtec Plenum in. Was a lot harder than I thought. My hands are pretty messy, but yeah, mission success. It's in. The car actually sounds a bit louder too. I don't know if that's just due to more air. I was getting a bit nervous and thinking it was sounding a bit funny, but I got my dad and other people to check, and yeah, it seems fine. But yeah, the pod filter definitely sounds a lot louder, probably because, again, more air, bigger. So yeah, hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad in this video. I tried my best to show you guys exactly what I was doing in each step. I'll try and sort of edit all of it and break it down into little bits and pieces, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this sort of content, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.